What if the private wounds of a broken marriage could be replicated in plastic, molded into silence, and then exposed to the world in a way no one could have imagined? What if a sex doll, lifeless, yet shockingly real, became the centerpiece of betrayal, obsession, and confrontation? This is not a twisted work of fiction. This is the chilling reality of Khloé Kardashian's reaction to Lamar Odom's sex doll modeled after her, and the moment Kendall Jenner, her younger sister, finally steps into the storm to confront her face to face. What unfolded wasn't just family drama. It was a spectacle that blurred the line between love, pain, and public humiliation. I stand here in the shadow of flashing cameras and the whispers of Hollywood's most notorious dynasty, watching the drama unfold. The air is heavy, every word weighted with tension. Lamar Odom, once Khloé Kardashian's great love, has crossed a boundary no one saw coming. A sex doll. Not just any sex doll, but one crafted in Khloé's likeness. The jawline, the hair, the body proportions, uncannily similar. The revelation explodes like a bomb, leaving Khloé, her family, and the world questioning. Is this obsession, revenge, or a desperate cry for relevance? Khloé Kardashian, known for her resilience and raw honesty, does not remain silent. Her reaction is electric, unfiltered, and deeply human. Standing in her presence, you can feel the storm raging inside her, a woman torn between her past love and the grotesque parody of her likeness reduced to latex and machinery. She does not just react, she erupts. Every word she utters slices through the tension like a blade. Her voice trembles at first, caught between disgust and disbelief, before settling into fury. Lamar's name echoes in her sentences, punctuated with the word sex doll again and again. The cameras capture every angle, but being here, it's different. The room feels suffocated. You see the cracks in her strength, the wounded vulnerability beneath her rage. Her eyes, wet with anger, lock onto the imagined image of Lamar holding this doll. For Khloé, it isn't about plastic. It's about what it represents. A mockery of their marriage, a grotesque trophy of intimacy once sacred, now desecrated. But this story is not Khloé alone. Out of the sidelines, Kendall Jenner steps forward. The youngest among the famous sisters has always been quieter, more private, avoiding the spectacle that swallows her family whole. Yet here, Kendall finally confronts Khloé, not as a spectator, but as a sister whose patience has run thin. For months, maybe years, Kendall has watched Khloé wrestle with Lamar's shadow. The sex doll becomes the breaking point. The confrontation is not gentle. Kendall's voice is firm, steady, and brutally honest. She tells Khloé what others whisper but never say aloud. This is not just about Lamar anymore. This is about you, holding on to a pain that refuses to die. Her words strike deep, not because they are cruel, but because they are true. As she speaks, the tension between them thickens. Two sisters bound by blood, torn by secrets, standing in the eye of a storm that has consumed their family name. The room feels like a stage, and yet nothing about this feels scripted. Khloé reacts defensively at first, her voice cracking under the weight of Kendall's confrontation. She raises her hand as if physically shielding herself from the truth. The name Lamar surfaces again and again, paired with the image of that sex doll, a grotesque stand-in for everything she lost, everything she still cannot let go of. Kendall doesn't flinch. She has waited too long for this moment, to tell her sister that the past is bleeding too far into the present. Outside, the media feeds like vultures. Headlines blaze. Khloé reacts to Lamar's sex doll scandal, and Kendall Jenner finally confronts her sister. But in here, behind closed doors, it is not about gossip. It is about a woman trying to reclaim her dignity, and another forcing her to face the cost of her silence. Lamar's presence lingers like a ghost. He is not physically here, but his shadow looms in every corner. The sex doll is not just plastic, it's a symbol, a distorted echo of his relationship with Khloé. I imagine him, somewhere out there, watching the storm he has created, perhaps smirking, perhaps regretful. But here in this room, it is Khloé and Kendall who must carry the weight of his actions. Khloé's reaction grows layered. First, there is shock, then rage, but beneath it all sorrow. She admits, her voice breaking, that part of her still loves Lamar, or at least the memory of who he once was. The sex doll is not just a humiliation. It is a cruel reminder of how love can decay, how intimacy can rot into obsession. Kendall presses on, relentless. She tells Khloé that by reacting so strongly, she is giving Lamar power he no longer deserves. The confrontation escalates, but beneath the fire of Kendall's words is love, a younger sister desperate to pull her sibling out of a spiral. Kendall has stayed quiet for too long, she confesses, watching Khloé drown in old wounds. This is her breaking point. Khloé listens, her face shifting between anger and understanding. The cameras would never capture this moment in its fullness, the trembling of her hands, the rapid breath she struggles to control. The world might see Khloé Kardashian, the celebrity, the star. But here, she is Khloé the woman, raw, broken, defiant. The sex doll scandal becomes a mirror. For Khloé, it reflects the humiliation of a love gone wrong. For Kendall, it reflects the cost of silence, the toll of watching someone she loves suffer without intervention. Together, they stand in that reflection, bruised but unflinching. As the hours stretch on, the confrontation softens. The fury simmers into weary honesty. Khloé admits the pain Lamar has left her with is not something a doll created. It's something she has carried, willingly or not, for years. Kendall, in turn, admits her frustration comes from love, from a desire to see her sister free of a past that claws at her. The night closes heavy but not hopeless. Khloé's reaction has been seen by millions. Kendall's confrontation will be remembered as a rare moment of truth within a family built on appearances. And Lamar, his name forever tethered to a scandal so bizarre, so surreal, it will live in infamy, remains in the background, his actions reverberating long after he has left the room. As I leave the scene, I cannot help but reflect on the strange spectacle I have witnessed. A sex doll, a piece of plastic molded into the likeness of a woman, has become the epicenter of humiliation, confrontation, and reckoning. Khloé's reaction, raw and unfiltered, showed the world her humanity beyond celebrity. Kendall's confrontation proved that even in a family defined by spectacle, truth finds its way through the cracks. This is more than scandal. This is the anatomy of obsession, the price of fame, and the unbreakable, though often painful bond of sisterhood. And though the headlines may fade, though the cameras may turn away, the echo of this moment remains. Khloé Kardashian reacting to Lamar's sex doll of her, and Kendall Jenner finally daring to confront her.